Many experts believe the Arthurian legend is a clear indicator that one great king, perhaps called Arthur, was responsible for these military successes.
Our great problem with Arthur is that there must have been a lot of other warriors around at his time, little though we know of it. We need to know why it is that he got picked out as the great hero everyone remembers. I think that because he's associated with a list of battles, which we can't credit to other leaders, and because he's remembered first and foremost as a war leader, he probably was a real human being.
So what we've got now is a warlord with a fearsome reputation for keeping the Anglo-Saxon wolf at bay. But what about his opulent lifestyle, his castles? As we shall see, not all of that is pure fantasy. In Geoffrey of Monmouth's medieval account of Arthur's story, the reward for his victories is to be crowned king of all the Britons. And it's only in later versions of the story we're told that Arthur ruled from Camelot. But is there any evidence for such a place? This is the classic image of Camelot, the romantic castle city at the heart of the Arthurian legend, where the bloodied but victorious Arthur rules the land with his beloved Queen Guinevere and his faithful knights at his side. But stone castles like these date from the Middle Ages. They're a far cry from the Dark Age earthen stronghold of a real Arthur. A 5th century Camelot would have been a hill fort, identifying which one has proved a headache for Arthurian sleuths. Dark Age kings were always moving between forts. But in another corner of southwest Britain, in Somerset, historians and archaeologists have stumbled upon remarkable leads. The clues were first spotted as long ago as 1542 by an antiquarian called John Leyland, who was fascinated by the legend of Arthur and Camelot. He found a river Cam and 2 villages, West Camel and Queen Camel, in Somerset. Their names had the same root as Camelot. But there was no castle in sight, until he took a closer look at an imposing local landmark just 4 miles from the camel villages, Cadbury Hill. Today, trees obscure much of the view, but in the 16th century, Leyland noticed that the hill was surrounded by no fewer than 4 lines of banks and ditches. They were man-made, the telltale signs of an ancient hill fort. It wasn't the image of grandeur we associate with Camelot, but in the 5th century, kings and warlords lived austere and simple lives. And the fort was so close to the camel villages that Leyland believed he had found King Arthur's Camelot.